Please help me welcome to the DEBx stage, David Scott.
Let's talk about the responsibilities that come along with being a man and question whether we truly understand what it means to be strong. If you think about what you see on social media and in your everyday lives, you'll witness a lot of misguided attempts at masculinity. This comes from a misunderstanding about what a man's responsibilities and priorities should be, and confusion about how men are supposed to use their strength. Many men still have the belief that being strong means being dominant and aggressive. Unfortunately, this view of manliness is damaging, which can lead to broken relationships, emotional suppression, even self-harm and abuse. Understanding masculinity and strength isn't about dominance or control. It's about compassion and the protection of people who need our help. Guys, when we get this wrong, the consequences will ripple across generations. And if you knew everything that's happened to all the people that you're related to, you'd see how you're affected by those ripples as well. And that shaped who you are. Ultimately, this is a message of hope, because I believe that underneath whatever exterior we choose to show the world, we are all kind, caring, and compassionate people. I'm not here to make you feel wrong or attacked, because I've been on my own journey with this very issue, and I understand how you feel. Today, I'm a community leader and a bank executive, and I have a compassionate style of leadership that might have been viewed as weak and ineffective in the past, but it works. And I am this way because I've learned to be, or rather, I've unlearned a lot of the things that our culture taught me long ago. When I was a boy growing up on a farm in the Deep South, I was worried that people would think I was too soft. I remember thinking that I needed to act like a man and be tough and stern. If I didn't, people weren't going to respect me, and they'd think I was weak. So I became the person that I thought other people wanted to see, and I said the things that I thought they wanted to hear. The way that usually came out was that I was very sarcastic, arrogant, and judgmental. I made fun of people a lot and pretended to be amused by their suffering. And I exaggerated my accomplishments to make me appear superior to other people. And I was ashamed because I knew the real reason that I was acting that way, because I was weak, just pretending to be strong. Now look, I don't remember thinking that I was a bad person. I just didn't have the perspective of learning and growing that I do today. And one of the most important things that I learned was that I needed to forgive myself and heal from the wounds of the past. The process of healing revealed that underneath the disguise I created, I was a compassionate and caring person. The real me remained hidden from the world for a long time because I was afraid people were going to reject it. Somehow, I came to believe that showing emotions was wrong. So I did what a lot of guys do. I buried them. And now that I have the benefit of hindsight, what did that do for me? Isolation, anxiety, depression. I believe a lot of you guys feel the same way as me, and the sensitive person that you were when you were a little boy gradually got replaced by a man that has the weight of the world on his shoulders. One day, not so long ago, you were that little boy. Maybe you were like me, daydreaming about being a fighter pilot because you watch Top Gun 50 plus times a year. But then you grew up, and you have a mountain of responsibilities and a whole lot of people that depend on you. And you begin to think that if it isn't for you, none of this stuff is going to get done. You got no safety net, no do-overs, and no way out. So you feel like you got to control everything and everyone, work even harder, and take all the burden on yourself. Except you can't handle it, really, because underneath that tough exterior is a compassionate person that would rather experience joy than pain. Piling all of that on top of the real you creates a lot of stress. And it takes a lot of your energy to maintain the illusion of being tough and in control. So it's not uncommon for guys to look for ways to cope with this situation. Many, like me, immerse ourselves in our work because we feel like our value as a person is directly related to what we produce. And there's a price for that. It's all the time with our wives and kids that we will never get back. Some can't handle the pressure and de-stress with alcohol, porn, or gambling, and there is a cost for those too. Years off your life, broken relationship with your partner, empty bank account. Maybe you're frustrated and craving attention, and you feel like you can talk to women any way that you want because they can't fight back. How many of you ladies know exactly what I'm talking about? Many men will just continue to bottle it up until all it takes is a simple misunderstanding, and then they're screaming and cursing at a mom in the school kiss and go line right there in front of all the kids, teachers, and parents. My little boy, my son, got to see that happen to my wife. And maybe you can start to understand how these generational ripples start to form. If any of this sounds familiar, be kind to yourself. We've all been there. Things started to change for me in my 40th birthday, which was right in the middle of March 2020, when everything came to a complete stop. The depression and isolation that I mentioned earlier, yeah, pretty bad at that point in my life. I knew some things needed to change, and so here's what I did. I joined a jiu-jitsu gym, and I also joined a men's Bible study group at church. Those two things helped me realize the value of showing up for my brothers and being part of a group of guys that are there to make each other stronger. We're made to do that, not to struggle alone. Finding a community that encouraged me to be my authentic self helped to teach me how to be the man that my family and my community needs me to be. And most importantly, my wife now sees me as stronger, better equipped to protect everything that we built together, and a whole lot less likely to mess it all up. Now I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off me since I moved on from the notion that a man has to be dominant and aggressive and unemotional. We are not meant to be that way. What I was put here to do is to protect and care for others, helping to create a world where everyone feels safe. That's how I choose to use my strength, as an advocate for the most vulnerable among us. But I can't do it alone. We need more men setting that same example. And let me be clear, I am not encouraging you to be a wimp. I want you to use your strength, but use it to stand up for what is right. Because if you use it to serve yourself, you'll only end up hurting the people that you care about. Think about it like being the good kind of tough or the right kind of strong. If all of us agree to do that, we can improve our own lives and create positive change for future generations. It's time to remember what it means to be a man, one who is strong, but not because of dominance or aggression, but because of compassion, courage, gentleness, and kindness. Thank you.